Racing old 125s might well be the most fun you can have on a dirt bike. But which old school tiddler is the best? And which colour should you buy if you're looking to go vintage racing? Let's find out. So I grew up reading the old magazines and I was always fascinated by the shootouts of the late 80s and early 90s. I loved the innovation and how polarising the bikes could be. But this was way before the days of YouTube and there's a distinct lack of video coverage from these epic shootouts. So we're on a mission to put that right, starting with this retro 125 shootout. We've gathered the 4 Japanese giants here today, red, yellow, green and blue. It's not quite a perfect storm, they aren't all the same year, however I don't think that's too important anymore. It's not like vintage races are separated into exact years. Bikes are grouped together, so it's very possible that an 88 might race a 92. We'll be conducting various performance tests today to determine our personal favourites, but all will be decided at the end of the video in a hot lap shootout. The winner of that will be crowned our retro champion, and that will be the bike that you should be buying if you want to go vintage racing. Let's do this. As we know, the king of our retro 125 shootout will be decided by a hot lap showdown. And if you're a fan of a fast lap competition, then I've got some cool news for you. As you might know, Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game 5, have been sponsoring the channel for the past few weeks. And to celebrate the release of the brand new game, they're running an awesome giveaway, which is your chance to win an exclusive prize bundle which features a signed helmet and jersey from Supercross racer Dylan Woodcock, an Xbox or PlayStation controller, and a virtual meet and greet with Mr. Woodcock himself. What you need to do to enter is pick up a copy of Monster Energy Supercross 5, set your fastest lap time around the Houston 2 track, take a screenshot of that and register your entry using the link I've included in the description down below. The top 22 lap times will be entered into a draw and they have 2 bundles to give away to 2 lucky winners. Dylan Woodcock's lap time around that track in real life was a 45.790. So let's see what you've got. A big thank you goes to Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game 5, for sponsoring this video, supporting the channel and helping us make cool content. Now let's head back to the test and get our own hot lap showdown started. Before we get the stopwatch out, let's meet our machines. First up, we have Paul Reed's 1987 Yamaha YZ125. Now this is a rare specimen. You don't see too many YZ tiddlers of this era knocking about these days. I'll let you guys decide whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Back in the day, the YZ was a polarizing machine. Its power delivery was said to be totally unique for the class, and you either loved it or hated it. But one thing that the testers of the time universally hated were the TCV front forks. Will those forks hold back the YZ here today? Next, we have Anthony Hilton's 1992 KX125. This is the youngest and perhaps the best looking bike of the bunch. For 1992, the KX125 was treated to a complete overhaul to try and match the smaller, more nimble competition. However, it was still the biggest feeling tiddler of the time. But a nice broad power band was said to make the 92 KX125 a great race machine for the average rider. Let's see how that helps the quacker around our test track. Then we have the 1989 Honda CR125. There's not much I need to say about this machine. It's by far the most popular bike used for vintage 125 racing. These things are said to be fast and reliable little machines. But can the 89 CR really live up to all that hype? Our final machine vying for the win here today is Sean Smith's 1991 Suzuki RM125. With the Pedro Tractor inspired graphics kit, she might look like an older model, but I can assure you that this is the 1991 edition of the RM. She's a sexy little thing that can turn on a dime. But the RM was said to lack the peak horsepower of its rivals. Will that hold back the Suzuki and prevent her from climbing to the top of our shootout rankings? It's almost time to find out. Today, both Sean and Ant will be spinning laps for us, and as the most consistent of us all, Sean will be laying down the hot laps. But lap times aren't the only thing that we'll be judging here today. It's not the perfect storm, they're not all the same year, but when you go race vintage events, it's not, there's not an 89 class or a 92 class, it's all mixed, isn't it? Yeah, pretty much. So we're going to do a couple of different tests. We'll do like a, we've already done a smell test, haven't we, Sean? Your smells good, it smells good. We'll do a sound test, which one sounds the best out there. We'll do like braking and handling, speed test, which one gets out of the traps best. I think in terms of the looks, the Kawi and the Suzuki are beautiful bikes, aren't they? Sorry, Paul. Yours does look nice as well.
Yeah, but I do have a soft spot for Kawis, so we'll see how it goes.
Right, let's get riding.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Sean's competitive, but he's just tweaking the settings, the Yamaha. He's clear the clutch lever and the brake lever. I think he, bless him, he does take things deadly serious.
So Sean is now out on his hot lap on the 1987, 1987 YZ125. This is the first lap of the day, so he's going to lay it down, and this will be the time to beat. From what I read, it was real punchy off the bottom, but then signed off early in the rev range, so you had to really work the gearbox. So it was, if you was a top 125 rider, you could get a lot out of it, but if you were an average guy, it's hard work. Whoa! Hold on to it, Sean. That front brake looks like it's working now, doesn't it?
Yeah, is he supposed to go around that jump? Or
he's got a nice straight line. Right, here we go. Good time. What lap do you reckon is quickest?
Mate, I don't know, because it's like a buckaroo.
Yeah, we saw for them that last time. We saw your fastest time on this first lap, 150.38.
Right, okay.
So that's a good lap.
Yeah.
That's a fast
Was
lap.
that the faster one?
That was the first one, the fastest.
And then after that it got slower?
152.
I tried different lines, but if you push hard on it, it's, mate, she's
It'll
a buckaroo.
bite back, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, good engine.
Really?
Yeah, it's strong.
I heard it was strong off the bottom.
Yeah,
really
very strong off the bottom.
Track like this is not quite tight, isn't it? So
No, yeah.
not maybe 2 straights where you can really click through the gearbox.
Yeah. It's the downfall of brakes.
Yeah, it's drum on the backs, isn't it?
It doesn't stop. That's it. It just does not stop. Honestly, I'm like full on because I've overshot everything. Yeah, that's its downfall.
Right, so 150 to beat. KX up next. Let's have it.
And it doesn't feel like seeing someone else riding your baby.
Our helmets.
It's quite disturbing. I think it's in good hands. It's going to come off smiling. It almost matches it.
You can't turn it.
quickly became apparent that Sean wasn't feeling all too comfortable on board the 1992 KX125. So much so, we even questioned whether he had started his fast laps.
No, he can't be. Oh, I don't know. No.
Did you slower than before?
Come on, Sean, don't let me down.
Were they your fast laps?
Yeah.
They were?
Honestly, mate, I was trying as hard as I could.
So what did you feel like? You're not wrong, son.
It's got no bottom end.
Got no bottom end.
No bottom end.
Fastest time on the KX, 1:54.
Yeah. It handles shocking, mate. Honestly.
Really? We thought you looked more stable on it.
I didn't feel it. It's better over the jumps. The main problem is it don't stop and it don't turn. They're very similar, but at least you could turn this.
On a track like this where it's tight, the bottom end power of that is so useful, whereas that you've got
to be in first gear in some of it, and the clutch you've got to proper get it in. So trying to operate it with one finger, pipe sticks out so far it interferes with your leg. It feels, you know what I mean? You can't. It seems like you can't grip the bike because you're hitting the pipe all the time.
So apart from that, you love it, yeah?
Sounds from all of that.
Sounds nice.
They sound so different.
They do, yeah. This,
when that's singing, that sounds good.
Yeah, off the bottom there, you know what I mean? It's like a baby lamb. Yeah.
Okay, so up next is the 1989 CR125. Now this is Scott Matthews' bike, which is Sean's son-in-law. Scott Matthews, son of Pete Matthews, who's a legendary GP rider from back in the day. Scott and Pete have been featured on the channel before, but this is pretty much a stock standard 89 bike, and Sean's going to try and beat that 150 that the YZ set just a moment ago. He's on it. Hot lap has begun on the 1989 CR125. Now, I'd say this may be the favourite coming into the shootout today. Lots of people race these bikes. They're known to be reliable, fast, strong bikes for the class. So let's see what he can do. .148, mate.
He's making mine look like a 65.
He said he's making his look like a 65. What do you reckon then, mate?
That was definitely quicker.
You reckon?
I think so.
Seriously?
It felt quick, yeah.
It looks stronger, but...
We got you 155.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say.
2 148s, mate. Really, really
Yeah.
strong. You 148.3 was your quickest, and then
Yeah.
148.4 second lap. So consistent as well.
Yeah. It's so planted.
You could
Handles.
tell just down here the speed you carried over here seemed so much more.
Yeah, this is.
It just pulls a lot stronger than
Yeah.
certainly both of the last two bikes.
Yeah, this is certainly better than my 89.
Yeah.
100%. This has got usable power. I think it's that Mexico pipe. Really strong all the way through. It's good. It's good. Even down that back straight, there's a real nasty rut with a bump in it, just where you brake. The other two bikes, as soon as you hit that, it upset the handling. You couldn't stop for the turn, but this didn't. Yeah, I could still get to the inside. So
Probably explains why they're so popular. That kind of that planted, safe feeling, and
yeah.
they're supposed to be much reliable as well, aren't they?
So Suzuki.
Suzuki, this is it,
This is
decider.
it.
No pressure, your
No,
bike's up
no.
last, mate. Your pride is on the line.
Well,
you got rid of one of these for one of those.
I did, yeah.
Let's see if he did the right thing.
Yeah, I'm not so sure now.
Okay, so the moment of truth, the final bike of the shootout, Sean's 1991 RM125. His own bike, so there's a lot of pride on the line here. He's restored this bike over the winter. He enjoys it. He got rid of a CR125 for this bike. So we're going to see if he made the right decision. Hot lap time, RM125.
Slightly disappointed.
I feel bad for you.
I think he's just he's doing it deliberately.
Old rivalries dying
Yeah,
out,
I mean,
don't they?
that's just not on, is it? I mean, come on. Can't believe it. Looks like he's going to put the green machine further down the pecking order.
How do you feel?
I don't think it's as quick as the Honda.
Well done, mate.
It's close, but
It's very close. 149.3 on that, so second off.
yeah.
Second off.
That Honda's strong. It is.
So how do you feel? Like you made the wrong choice?
No, not at all. I like to be different.
Yeah, that's why you did it, to be fair, wasn't
Yeah.
it? So what we have, Honda, Suzuki, Yamaha, Kawasaki.
The newest bike out of lots of work.
So the 89 Honda has won the lap time shootout. What do we think has won the noise test?
It's hard. It's hard to tell when you're on a bike because they all
Yeah.
pretty much sound the same. When you're
I
on
think
the
what
bike.
I'll do is like play clips and let the audience decide in the comments which
Because
one.
you're
So
not
let
really
us know.
listening to it on the pipe. Do you know what I mean? You sort of
Yeah,
concentrate.
it always
on,
sounds better on camera, doesn't
Yeah.
it, than when you're actually on it or in person. So let us know what you guys think sounded the best. I think it's between this one and the the Quacker, although the Honda did sound good on the bike. Actually, the Yamaha
They
sounded
all
stronger.
sounded pretty good, to be fair.
None of them sound bad, let's
No.
put it that way.
Yeah.
Stopping test. Stopping test. Brakes,
Oh, this
yeah.
one, by far.
Best
yeah,
brakes.
it's got the best brakes. Yeah.
Straight line speed, which one is getting the whole shot?
I don't know, I reckon the Honda in it. I think it's quick and it's strong. It's got a strong engine. Yeah, yeah. This is as strong as the Honda bottom to mid. You know, but the Honda's just got a little bit more rev.
Handling wise, which bike's won that?
That's a toughie between this and the Honda, if I'm honest. This turns really well.
You said that the Honda was plush and
Yeah,
quality.
it was very stable. It's very hard. You know what I mean? The Yam was handled okay. Do you know what I mean? It weren't bad. It's just that the suspension doesn't work. You know what I mean? So it turned, and you know what I mean. It rode well. It felt stable. It's just that any bumps or sharp-edged bits and bobs, it didn't like it. Yeah.
Final question. It's probably a stupid question to ask two of the guys that actually own these bikes, but we know which one was fastest. We know which one sounded best and smelled best or handled best, stopped the best. But which one would you go out and buy? If you didn't already own one and you was going to Farley Castle to race a vintage race, what bike would you buy?
To win,
To win?
it'd be the Honda, wouldn't it?
Same for you? Or would you do bleed green?
Yeah, cut me open, I'm green. Yeah, obviously there's a few little points that Sean pointed out on the bike, which can be addressed.
So to win races, red, but
I think so.
would you still go yellow
Yeah.
to be
yeah,
different?
stand out from the crowd. Yeah.
There we have it. So a big thanks to Sean, to Ant, to Paul for lending the bikes, for riding for us today. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos like this, let's try and get one day all bikes the same year. Let's try do older bikes. Let's try do 250s. I don't think anyone's here qualified to do 500 shootout, but we want to do more like this. So let us know what you want to see in the future. Big thanks to these guys. As always, my name's Max. This has been 999 Laser. Remember to like, share and subscribe. See you next time.